Hi there. Did you know you can create fields that will default to predetermined data for all instances, or based on another field's value in the inventory record? We call these default values, and you can configure them for most field types. For example, let's say I have a field called Processing Lab that I want to be dependent on the user currently working in Freezerworks. First, let's check on default values to activate the property. In the bottom right, a default value configuration box will appear. Click Edit to begin configuring the dependencies. First, you can select a standard default value, one that will appear in all instances or when other dependencies are not met. Let's say that more often than not, the processing lab is lab A, so I'll make that my standard default value. Now I can select another field that processing lab's default value will depend on. Since I want processing lab to be based on the current user, I'll select current user. Next, click Add to List to begin creating dependent default values. First, you pick the value of the field you're depending on, then select the default value that will appear when that first value is entered. For example, when Robin is the current user, I want the processing lab to be lab B. When you're done, click Save, and the dependency will appear in the list box. I'll add another one too. If the current user is Seth, then processing lab is lab C. So, to summarize, in most instances, the processing lab will automatically set to lab A. Unless Robin or Seth is the current user, then the value will default to either lab B or lab C. This can always be changed manually at time of entry as well. Now, let me change the default dependent field to a date field to show you how you can make default values dependent on number ranges as well. You'll notice more options on the right to set ranges for the date field. Let's say I know a sample is from lab B if it was received between these two dates. When you're done, click Done and save the field. Well, that does it for today's edition of Did You Know? Thank you for watching, and see you next time.